Hi everyone. Well, I did a video earlier, and then when I went back to play it back, it didn't record. I guess I've been away from this video camera too long, but I have other interests right now, like pickleball, indoor gardening, cooking. Oh Lord. Anyway, I'm back, and I have these decks here that I wanted to go through, but I had seen a wonderful video on the Herits Cave and on YouTube, and it was taking the Rider-Waite deck, the Radiant Wise Spirit. This is the newer one that's been out recently, and then comparing it to an old original version that he had, a Lois Garabeo version that he had, and he was comparing it with this little one that he found on eBay. I'll show you the box. And this one, excuse me, not on eBay, it was on Etsy. This one had the original artwork and the same quality stock that the original has, but that original is out of print. And Simon, who owns the Herits Cave tarot site, said that someone was even selling it for like $1,000 for the original one. And so to be able to find this one here has been a treasure. And okay, so I'm starting over. All right, everyone. I did a video a little while ago, and when I went to play it back, it didn't record. Obviously, I've been away from this video camera for too long. But I'm back, and what I'm going to do today is compare some versions of the Rider-Waite Wise Spirit deck, because Simon Harrison, who has that wonderful site called the Herits Cave on YouTube, did a comparison of these decks, but he also had the original one, which is out of print. And he said, I believe, that they were asking hundreds of dollars, anybody who has one for sale, but also he's even seen it for sale, I think he said for $1,000. And so what he found was a mini version of this on Etsy. And this is the little mini version on Etsy. And the girl who is selling it on Etsy, her site is called 13 Moons. There we go, 13 Moons. And I think the deck cost me total with the shipping, because the shipping was $11. It was almost as much as the deck, but it was $24.35 for the deck. And the thing is that this little deck has the same artwork of the original one that's no longer available, and they were both printed by Lois Garabeo. But he also showed on there a magazine that is coming out from England right now, and it has the larger version of the same deck with the same printing, the same card quality of the original that people are selling for hundreds or even four figures right now. But you cannot buy this deck there. What you can buy is a magazine called Total Tarot, or Tarot, however you call it, Total Tarot. So naturally, as soon as I saw Simon's wonderful video, I quickly found the name of that place online. I wrote them, and I got a letter back in a day or so saying that unfortunately they are not selling this outside of England. So unless you're in England or you can get someone to buy it for you, you can't do it. Now, this deck is coming free with 2 of the issues of this magazine. So here we go. This is how it came packaged, somewhat like this. And there's a free card here. I guess this may be in something they're going to do later. But also, in terms of the free card, you're also getting a box that goes with the deck. So what they did was, in issue number 2 of their magazine, they would give you half of the deck. And in issue number 3, you get the other half of this deck. And then you get this lovely magazine with it. And the magazine, let's see how here, they have tarot spreads in here. I'll just flip through it quickly. And they have answering questions. And then they have a tarot spread for past, present, and future. And then they show the drawn cards at the bottom there. Those are the drawn cards that they did. And then they show you the meanings of the drawn cards on the next page. So it's a lovely magazine. I wish it were available here. And then you have a visual reference of the cards in the deck, the Radiant Wise Spirit. Okay, now see, these are all the major arcanas here. And then they go into detail about the cards. So it's like a little study course. It's really lovely. And so this is in the number 2. And then there's a number 3 one, which I have here. And let's see what this one has. It has some things about the Thelema deck. And they have tarot techniques, general readings. And they have an article on the Marseille deck. And then they have tarot spreads. There's one here called the Golden Crown. And there's a little gnat flying by my screen. When I brought the plants indoors, I'm growing lettuce indoors and basil and parsley outdoors. The gnats have followed in my house. And then they give the meaning of the drawn cards in that spread. And then they give the visual reference as they did in the other issue. So it's a lovely idea. But the problem is that you can only buy it if you're in England. But not to be deterred, or if you have someone and a friend and you're willing to ask your friend to send it to you. But I wouldn't want to do that with somebody because, you know, I'm sure other people are asking as well. But I am a digger. You know, I like to dig for rocks. I like to go in the woods, look for mushrooms. I don't mind taking a lot of time trying to find what I'm looking for. So I thought, well, maybe eBay. Maybe there's an English eBay. And there was an English eBay. And I went on there and I found issue number 2 and issue number 3 on eBay. So again, the name of the magazine is Total Tarot or Total Tarot. Okay, and if you go to the English eBay, and I think it's like ebay.uk or something, but just go to Google and get the email address, and you can order. Now it's pricey because the shipping alone pushes the price up. So, but you're getting 2 issues of the magazine and you're getting the full deck because each issue has half of the deck. So you're paying maybe $60-something worth, but you're paying for an out-of-print deck that is the exact duplicate of the out-of-print one. And I suggest you go over to Simon Harrison's YouTube page, The Herits Cave, because Simon does the best reviews of decks. He's got the best photography setup. I haven't still figured out how to do the cards the way he does. He does it with his phone. And I just got a new Samsung, so I've been going crazy all week trying to just figure out all the changes in that without trying to figure out how to use it. But I may eventually get around to it, I don't know. And but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you, this is the box that the most recent Radiant Wise Spirit came in. And I have 2 of these, and I'll tell you why. The first one I got, I love the colors. I love the fact that it didn't have borders. That was lovely. Nice little booklet here. You know, in fact, I think I did even a video on this. But I did a edging of the cards, gave this beautiful edging, which is lovely. But I noticed that some of the cards had been pulling away at the corners. And I thought maybe it happened because of the edging. So I went to Barnes & Noble and got another deck. And when I got home and I opened that deck had a lot of edging curves on this side of a bunch of the cards. So I went back to Barnes & Noble, returned it to get another deck. So the third deck that came in was okay, but I've been afraid to use it because as I've been using this deck, and I don't use it that much because of the problems with the cardstock. As I've been using this deck, I've noticed more peeling in some of the corners. So I wrote to the company, and they said they would look into it. I never heard back from anybody. So much for good business practices. So anyway, when this other deck came up, I was thrilled to be able to order it. Even if it was just a mini version, at least I would get a deck that would go in my purse because this is the deck I prefer to use. I love the artwork on it, the colorations of it. Now, a lot of people did not like the finish. They were excited about this Rider-Waite one that came out recently, but they didn't like the shiny finish on it. And it didn't bother me that much because it's not that shiny. I don't like the really shiny plastic ones. But what bothered me was the caliber of the cards. I mean, they were thick enough, but those peelings and dents, I mean, the quality control was just not there. So when I heard about this other little one that also came in a beautiful little box, it didn't come up in an expensive tuck box. It came up in a nice box. And the cards are lovely, and they're more satiny, not shiny, they're satiny. And then the deck that I got with the 2 magazines, same thing. It's got the original printing that the original deck had, and it's also got this print quality. Now, if you watch Simon's review of this, and I suggest you do because he did a great review of all these decks, this deck that we got in the magazines, feature for feature, is exactly the same. The cardstock, the colorations, the printing, everything is exactly the same as that out-of-print one that's selling for hundreds and hundreds of dollars now, or even more. People are asking for it. So I think that it was worth it to pay the money I paid because I love this deck. I love the colors. It's my go-to deck. The first deck I ever bought was traditional Rider-Waite, and for years I've been waiting for a deck that had the colors that just kind of raise my soul and joyous celebration. And this is that deck. And I like the cardstock, and so I'm gonna, as soon as I finish this video, I'll check my pot roast. I'm cooking a pot roast. I'm trying to do 10,000 things today. I'm cooking the pot roast, and I'm going to spend the evening dedicating these 2 new little decks and start playing around with them. But most of my time lately has been taking up pickleball. I'm still wearing my pickleball clothes. I took it up a while back, I guess maybe in late October, and I play almost every morning. We have indoor courts right across the street from our grammar school. There's an old gym across there, and they use it for basketball stuff on the weekends. But during the week, they mark the lines on the court there for us to play pickleball. So we just bring out the portable nets, and we play. Usually, sometimes we start at 8:30 to 11 o'clock. So I'm playing every day. I'm finding muscles that I forgot about. But at 82, you know, I'm running around that court. I forget how old I am sometimes, and I've had a few muscle pulls. But it's worth it because I'm having so much fun. And I don't know how it is in other places, but in the United States, pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the country. And I know they have it in some other countries, but if you get a chance to play. And if you can't, get on YouTube and watch the videos of, and don't watch the pros because they're hitting the ball like ding 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 ding. It's like, well, go and look for the people playing like 3.0 pickleball 3.0 matches, and then you can find out all the rules. Because what I did was I was going to play tennis, and then there was a problem with COVID at the tennis club, and then somebody suggested pickleball. So I decided, okay, I'll watch the videos. And when I watched the videos, I said, that's for me. So I went out after days of watching and learning the score, because the score is the hardest thing to learn about it. I went out and bought myself a paddle and some stuff, and I called the fellow who I know was in charge of that area in town where they have the pickleball courts, and they said, beginner's welcome. And I got there and I was happy to see I wasn't the only 80-year-old playing there. There were people in their 50s and 70s, and we even had one teenager one day. And they do welcome the beginning players. And it's a wonderful thing because it's only 5 minutes from my house. So I get all that exercise, I come home, feed the dog, get other things done, and then usually I wind up taking a nap, sitting up doing my email because I'm so tired. But it's my newest love. So I also ordered a tumbler for rocks because I have been trying to just wrap up all this stuff I've been doing for 100 years, it seems. And I used to collect a lot of rocks, and I still do. And my daughter's collecting them now too. And I have tons of them. I found 2 more big buckets today full of rocks. And that's after I ordered some raw material to go with the new machine coming. But so I'm going to do that, and it's easy because it's not like having the worms that I had last year where you had to do daily stuff. You know, you spend 5 minutes and you put the rocks in the machine, you put in a little bit of water, a little bit of grit, and close it up and leave it for a week. And then you come back and you do that repeatedly as you go down with the levels of grit, and then you wind up with a polish. So that's going to be something easy to do. I have a back bathroom where I'm growing, vegetables and stuff over there, and it's on the other side of the house, so the noise won't bother me. So I'm getting to now the hobbies that I can easily do without killing myself. So I hope that you check Simon's video because he'll do a great comparison, much better than I've done here. And also, I forgot to say, what came with these cards was a beautiful, beautiful pouch. It came with the cards in the magazine. So, I mean, if you bought a pouch like this, it would cost you at least $15, maybe $20. It's really lovely. And, it has one of the cards on there. I think it's a temperance card. But you've got a card on there. And so I'm looking forward to going and doing this after dinner. So anyway, what I'll do now is make this a shorter video. I'm going to pull one of my cards. I did one earlier. It'll be interesting to see if the same one came up. These are my Ascension cards. And I hope everybody's been well. I know that there's a lot of sad stuff going on in the news right now. And, I wake up every morning and go to bed every night saying my golden white light prayer. And I pray for the people of the Ukraine. And I also pray for the people of Russia who do not want this thing either. Okay, let's see here. I'm really mixing them up. Oh, one fell out and I grabbed one. Okay, well the universe wants 2. Okay. It said, whatever you heal or resolve in another, you heal and resolve within yourself. Extend the healing power of your love to others today. And I think that's what the universe is calling for, is to be sending the love out to everybody involved in this situation. Because if we only focus on who we think are the bad guys, that's what we're going to see more of. So when I send that white light out, I pray for compassion for the people who are perpetrating this, and I pray that they open their hearts in compassion and love and realize that we are all one, and that maybe they raise their consciousness to that level. Okay, and then the other one here is, if you desire abundance in any area of your life, cease speaking of your lack. You manifest what you focus on with passion and duration. True. So find the joy, because there's joy in everything. There's joy and gratitude in everything that we have in our lives. So find that joy and focus on the joy. Doesn't mean you ignore the other things, but you do have to allow density. You don't have to agree with it, but we do have to allow people their journeys. So pray for the best outcome. Send your love. If you have money to send to support the people of the Ukraine, or whatever you can do, do it. And find the joy in your life. Find the peace in your life. I wish you well. I'm glad to be back. I'll see you soon. I have a lot of decks I have to go through. Namaste, everybody. I love you.